the constant question in terrain building is, how do you store stuff like this? Like, terrain, especially of this size, about like a foot tall or wider, it's really difficult to store effectively. And how do you store it in a way that it doesn't get damaged and that you can still see it and access it very easily? The truth is, it's very hard. Now, there are some pretty easy ways to store terrain. Like, I store a good amount of stuff just in these tackle style boxes here. And for bigger terrain, I'll sometimes put it in one of these filament boxes. But these can roll around and kind of scratch each other up, which is not great. So for projects like this, I actually do really like cardboard boxes for two reasons. One, the good ones have handles here on the sides, which makes it easy to pull off from shelves and carry it around when you're going places. Second, you can tear them apart and customize them really easily. So these flaps here, I really don't need if it's going to be sitting on a shelf. So I can cut these off and turn them into some dividers for this, which we're going to do. Quick public service announcement. If it suddenly becomes impossible to cut things like cardboard with a utility knife, that means you really need to change your blade. And let me show you how. So there are a few things to consider before you actually replace your blade. First, you're going to have to release your blade. On a knife like this, it's very easy. All you have to do is press this black button here, and it will pop right out. In a knife like this, you're going to have to take a screwdriver and unscrew this. On the inside, there is new blade storage here, so it's a little bit easier on you. But before you replace your blade, you're going to want to check if both sides of the blade have actually been used. Because if one side of the blade is new and the other one is used, that means that it can be flipped around and used on that side. But in my case, both sides of this have been used. They both look a little bit dull, so I'm going to replace both sides. Also, if you have the snap-off kind of blade, like this, you can break off this part of the blade and have a new sharp edge. So in my case, I'm just going to replace this. You see guys, this tiny action, this 30-second operation really makes a difference in how good your stuff looks. If you look at this edge here, it looks pretty terrible because I was cutting with a dull blade. This just simply replacing this blade makes all your cuts better, all your lines straighter, and everything feel just easier. So when in doubt, just change it. So you do have to be really careful when you dispose of these. The best way is to have a disposal container or sharps tape to wrap this in. But I have neither of these, so I'm going to make one myself. So for this, a pill bottle might actually be best. It's pretty strong and the lid locks, so it's not going to pop open and explode everywhere. My main concern is after I throw it away, what's going to happen to it.